Hey, it is Sunday, May 17th, and we are going to start a brand new series here. This is going to be a brand new song. Sorry, I lost the microphone there for a second. I'm opening up Pro Tools. A brand new song that I'm working on with an artist named Rainee Blake, and the song is called Sideline. And it's kind of an indie soul singer-songwriter, a little bit of funk in there, a little bit of, jazz in there, a bunch of cool stuff, all live tracked instruments. So there's nothing in here besides like some analog synths, but they're all live tracked as well. But I'm going to break everything down. This is going to be a full production breakdown. We're going to talk about songwriting. We're going to talk about arrangement. We're going to talk about tracking drums, tracking bass, tracking guitars, tracking vocals. We're going to talk about the final mix and master, and we're actually going to be doing the final mix and master by the time we hit maybe part 3 or 4 of this series. This will be multi-parts though. So if you're here, say what's up. And if you're watching the replay, welcome. I hope you guys get a lot out of these series. And all I ask is if you do, right, hit those thumbs up and drop some comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Okay, we're going to go into Pro Tools. The really cool part about this series is we will be going from Pro Tools to Logic Pro, and we will probably end up in our finalizing stage in Logic Pro. Okay, I'm going to break down sort of the process of how this record was made. And this is really cool because this record has been made like over multiple sessions, right? And I think that's a typical workflow for 2026. And I just want to kind of, get into that a little bit. So this is the actual like first like recording session we did for the track. So you have all the drums here, you have the bass. So you can see like this is tom 1, tom 2, overhead, snare, bottom snare, it's top snare. We actually recorded all of this at my buddy Stephen Hawk's studio, and that's up in the Valley. And he is an amazing engineer, mainly mastering engineer nowadays, but he does a bunch of tracking and recording and producing and mixing. And yeah, he's just a beast. And he does a lot of, I would say a lot of his stuff is more rock than this, but this is where we tracked kind of the basics, right? So we had all the songs all in one session. Now that's pretty typical workflow, right? You could see the tempo, timing shifts and everything. And you can also see like where the new tracks are starting and stuff, right? So we have like track 4, take 1, take 2, take 3. You can see at the beginning of the session, this is Guiding Woman. These are like different songs, right? And the song we're going to be focusing on is called Sideline. And that's probably going to be towards the end of everything here. Let me find it. I don't think I probably just didn't label it very well because I was just moving and grooving. But let's take a listen to some of this. All right, so this is probably the take that I took the drums from and everything, but you can see this is like take 4 or take 5 of the song. And I'll just play it from the beginning. What we have here is bass DI. We have a bass pedal, which the bass player, his name's Corey. I forget his last name. It's like some Italian name. But he played bass on this, and he had a kind of bass pedal that he went through for tone. And I think I took that instead of the bass DI. And then we have a guitar DI because Rainee wanted to play and sing at the same time. And the arrangement of the song you'll hear kind of totally evolved completely. And then we have all the drums up here that were tracked. Now this is just tracked. There's no mixing at all. There's like some trim on these things, you know what I mean? Nothing crazy. I might have put something on the master bus. Yeah, like the God particle on the master bus. Just as I was done recording. I didn't have that on while we were recording. So here's a take of the track. And before I do that, I got to make sure that you guys can hear it all right. I'm going to go through the playback engine here and go through the black hole. The black hole. So this is just so you guys can hear the full audio here. And then after I show you this Pro Tools session, I'm going to show you where we are at right now in Logic and break down kind of the elements that we use from this session and, what we had to retake and redo. And sort of some of the arrangement ideas that we changed. And I mean, just a bunch of stuff changed and shift from this session. But that's pretty typical, I think, in most sessions nowadays. This is going to crash on me. So I'm going to force quit Pro Tools. Gotta love it. Gotta love some Pro Tools crashing. What's up with everybody? Jojo Momo. Jojo Momo. What's up, Joey? Joey's always in the house. He's just trying to soak up free game. He's like, yo, give me that free game. I am into dungeon synth. I don't know what the fuck that means, but chill out, dude. I'm into dungeon synth. Dungeon synth. What is that exactly? It's like a metal or something? Let's go back up here. Let's set up this playback engine before we come back in. So black hole. Okay. See if that doesn't crash out Pro Tools again. Whenever I come into this stream, Pro Tools is crashing. Yeah. You know, the reason why Pro Tools is crashing a lot in these streams is because to actually do this, these screen caps that I'm doing and these live streams that I'm doing for you guys, it has to go through black hole, which then goes through this loop back, and then it loops back to you guys out the output of the UAD stuff. So it's actually kind of a shitty process, and it's crashing because it's not using like its native, you know, audio drivers and stuff. See, we're going through black hole channel 2. So it is kind of weird for Pro Tools or any DAW to have to do that. But I have to do that as a workaround to make sure you guys can hear the full audio fidelity. So it's not like a common thing. I don't get a bunch of crashes with Pro Tools very often. Usually it's pretty stable, especially when I'm mixing. But when I'm live streaming, yeah, you're going to keep seeing crashes, huh? So, okay, so here is the take. I'm just going to play this for you.
Just a couple of dreamers, they've only been here for a while. Didn't know what they needed, took them 10 years to give it a try. Found a spot in Hollywood, around the street from nothing good. Why don't we just take a drive? Another night, it's all the same. Sideline. All I wanna do is go out on the town with you, nobody else. We could spend a Saturday night, 'cause it's something to do. Maybe it helps. Came out from Virginia, trying to live out a dream. To be seen. Meet me at the hotel bar. The east side really isn't far. Remember to just take Fountain. Another night, it's all the same. Is it really me to blame? Life's pretty good from the sideline. All I wanna do is go out on the town with you, nobody else. We could spend a Saturday night, 'cause it's something to do. Maybe it helps.
All right, so you guys kind of get the gist of what this is. This is like us tracking, and what we're really trying to do is get drums and bass. And I'm producing the record. She wanted me to produce it. And, you know, I think she's put a lot of trust in me to make this a record, right? This is just the tracking. And I wanted to show you that because this is where the song started, okay? Now, I'm going to close Pro Tools, and I don't care really about this at all because this is like a demo. This got us kind of like, you know, some bass tracked, right? And the funny thing is about that whole session, the only thing we actually kept from it was the bass guitar. Okay. So now I'm going to open up Logic Pro and we're going to listen to where we're at now. Now this is after retracking drums. Okay. So we tracked drums with Harry Terrell. He's in a few bands. Really great drummer, kind of plays like indie soul, funk kind of stuff. So I thought his pocket was really good. And Rainee introduced me to him. And I basically had the conversation with Rainee like, hey, look, the drums are just way too straight for this song. We need this song to have more groove, more feel, more of a vibe to it, okay? The guitar wasn't really working. The intro was really long. There's all these things that we started to just kind of like dissect and get into it. But the one thing I really liked about that session was the bass. I thought Corey really nailed the bass. I think he just sounded great. So after that session, all we kept was the bass guitar. Okay, so it's in here, right here, pedal. Now, in this session, what I started doing was I broke down all of the different stems and I chunk them. Okay, so I have drums right here, just on stereo. And I've been kind of like mixing with plugins and stuff to shape the sounds and everything. But now this is where we are at currently with the track. And I think you'll notice like how different it is. But big thing I want you to realize like what a producer does, right? Because without a producer, I think most artists would have just went with that record and said, this is great, let's mix it and put it out, right? And people probably would have liked it. It's like, it's all right. It would have done, it's good enough, which is a lot of how people make music nowadays. I really truly believe they make stuff that's good enough. This is as good as I can do. I don't have any money. I'm not going to put any budget towards this. It's like that sort of idea. So there's so much stuff going on in this session now. Okay, so this is after production. This is after we're basically done with the production, but this is before mix and master. So let's hear it. I'll stop talking. Sorry. right, so that is like the production is done. So through this series, what I want to do with you guys is I want to take the production and finish it with a mix and master, right? So I thought that that would be really fun to do a live stream series on this song because we, you know, finally like have the production done. So that's always cool. It feels good, right? Definitely the groove is like so much better. It doesn't feel stiff and like straight and boring and, you know, kind of sleepy. Like this feels more like groovy, like something you could dance to. Yeah, so let's talk about like what we kind of added, because really the bass was the only thing we kept from the recording session. And just to like give you a reference here, the old one where we were, let me see here, live sessions, yeah. So the old one was this one here, okay? And just so you can like kind of hear the differences and like really understand. Actually, let me just bring it into the session. I think that'll help everybody here. All right, let's go and make a new track. And I'm just going to put this in here because this was kind of like where the demo started. And I want you guys to understand thought process behind the production and arrangement and the decisions that we've been making along the way, right? Because I think that's really important to making a record. And I wanted to get more into production with you guys rather than just showing you mixing and mastering, right? Because we will get into the mix and master of this, but I want you to just kind of like hear how far things come and how they shape. So turning off the master bus plugins and stuff, but here's the beginning intro of the old one. And this to me was just so boring and it felt like it was dragging.
Just a Just a couple of dreamers, they've only been here for a while.
All right, that's like the coffee shop version of this song. And like I said, most artists are like, yeah, that's good enough. I'm going to put it out. I don't know what else to do. All right, so I wanted to come in right with drums right away. Right, and we get right into the verse. That's very important. Groove is totally different. So listening to the demo here, like listen to how straight the drums are. I want you to really understand how boring these drums are.
Found a spot in Hollywood around the street from nothing good. Why don't we just take a drive? Another night, it's all the same. Is it really me to blame? Life's pretty good from the sideline. All I wanna do is go out on the town with you.
All right, just drums like felt like so just drab, boring, straight. I don't know. Like best way I could put it is they just felt too straight. And then going back to what we have here for the drums that we have.
All I wanna do is go out on the town with you, nobody else. We could spend the Saturday night, 'cause it's something to do. Maybe it helps. Came out from Virginia.
Okay, so drums, way different. Harry Terrell. Now, remember, you guys, this is not mixed. Someone's making comments about the mix, which please don't make comments about the mix. We're not talking about a mix right now. We're talking about production. This is literally the stereo track of the drums, okay? So I have all the track outs, and what I have to do is, and what I will do through this process with you guys, hopefully you enjoy this process, is I'll bring in the stems for the drums. So I'll have all the overheads, the hi-hat mic, the snare mics, you know, etc. When we're making and producing this, I just took the drums from the session that we did with Harry and I just bounced the stereo file so that I could produce in Logic Pro around stuff, okay? So bass, drums, The things we recorded into Logic, which is really important, I think, is the, this is the, I believe this is the Moog, right? So here's the analog Moog Muse here. Right, just some Moog Muse like chords playing, just, you know, that's all it is, just chords. And then here's an E piano. This is like an electric piano on like kind of doubling that a little bit with a little bit more movement.
They've only been here for a while.
Right, and that's going to kind of voice the chords a little bit different, has a little bell sound to it. Obviously not mixed, but, you know, it's okay. We're just showing you the parts here in the production. And then some Strat stuff that we muted. I don't think we really liked it, but, you know, you go through, you cut stuff, you mute it, you're like, oh, maybe that part doesn't work there. We cut flute and sax with Joe Barry. Joe Barry plays sax and I think flutes as well for M83. The band M83. So the flute stuff was like so cool. And we just like had, you know, a session here where I recorded him with the Soyuz 017 FET mic. Right, not mixed, just has some reverb on it, you know, for the tracking session. And then we got the Jag here, a friend of mine I had come in and play my Jaguar. And I got the H3000 Echo Boy and the SSL Spring on this. And this is just, again, like playing chords and building out the harmonic structure. Right, giving like the chords a little bit of a tastier emotional flavor. And then we have the other guitars. So the guitars that are like really the rhythm guitars, I'd say, on the chorus here. These are going to be the Strats. So these are all Strat. Might have been a Telly that popped their head in there.
We could spend a Saturday night, 'cause
Right, really cool parts that we wrote. I just sit here with the guitar player and write them with with the guitar player in the session. This was pretty important, I think, to the song. This is a Moog Muse patch that we like designed and wanted to play that chord pattern, you know, bump, bum, bum, you know, the whole rhythm of basically the whole chorus. And I just had Rainee play that in, basically. I just wanted her to play that in. And then, yeah, a bunch of vocals. Obviously, we have like a lead vocal. I got a left, right double. I have some harmony stuff. I actually had her do like a whispery thing. So here's like a whispery kind of vocal.
all I wanna do is go out on the town with you, nobody else. We could spend a Saturday night, 'cause it's something to do. Maybe it helps.
Right, just makes it really sultry. And then here is, I thought this was really fun. I kind of had her do this because I just heard it in my head. I was like, you got to do like this pickup thing here. The ha, you know.
Else. We could spend a Saturday night, 'cause it's something else. We could spend a Saturday night, 'cause it's something to do.
Right, and you got that sax in there, just kind of playing the groove a little bit. There's flutes and sax from Joe Barry. Did a bunch of really cool, I had him like do rhythmic stuff because I didn't want the chorus. I don't think Rainee or I wanted the chorus to be really big. The song should not be big. It should still feel chill throughout the whole thing, even in the chorus. So I was like, hey, why don't we try like doing some like rhythmic fluty stuff like boop, you know, like with this like syncopated beat. So Joe did this, which was really cool. And we really wanted this to be pretty flute based. We tried a lot of sax stuff on here, but it started getting too Kenny G, too jazz. And we didn't want the song to be pulled too far jazz. But there's like these little sax parts. Which are like so nice, right? It's just giving the, you know, that melody there. I thought that was cool. And then, yeah, just like little signature stuff like the flute I showed you. And then the end of the chorus, you know, in that little pocket, we wanted to like do something funky here. So, and we're like also trying to like balance it between like yacht rock, you know, yacht rock, singer-songwriter, soul, indie soul kind of stuff. So this kind of gave that yacht rock vibe here with this flute. You know, it's like so good. And it's great just because it's right there in that pocket. Now you can see there's 1, 2, 3 different ideas with like multiple takes. So we just sit here and like really write out the parts and figure out what's going to be really dope and sit in the session and like really work on stuff. You don't really want to take the first take, you know, if your ideas aren't good or they're not fitting the idea that you had for the song, like you just got to keep working it out, you know? And that's really important, I think, for production is like really get the vibe right. So this sax here, I'm just going to hide and make inactive on this guy. But yeah, we're going to start like, you know, in this live series, I'll just start, you know, showing you the next steps to what we'd be doing for a song like this, because I think a lot of people get stuck in certain parts of production or, you know, what do we do next? Or how do you mix this? Isn't it already mixed? You know? No, it's not already mixed. But there are like sound choices and sonic choices to make sure that the record's always pushing forward, right? So for example, these drums are supposed to sound very tape saturated, very thick and punchy, right? So I have like a few select plugins on here. Like I have the Kive tape, you know, Pro Q4 taking a lot of the top and like really just focusing on the punchy areas and then sending to this parallel compressor, right? And the EQ here, right? So this is all kind of like people would think, oh, you're mixing, right? Not really. This is like shaping. We're like shaping the drums because it's not really the final mix, but if we can get the sound of the drums where we want them, then the mix is going to be a lot easier. It'll be like, oh, we got to just tweak some stuff to make it fit in the balance altogether a little bit better. You know what I mean? But yeah, you guys got any questions so far? Yeah, the drums really like, I think that really made the track feel much more yacht rock, indie soul vibe that we were going for. I think before those flat drums just feel like singer-songwriter, boring elevator music. You know what I'm saying? So this kind of feels more like a vibe, I think. Which I'm really glad that she agreed with me, because we kind of had this thing where she had a drummer come in that was her friend that she plays live with a lot. And after the session we recorded, I was like, hey, Rainee, I think we need to get a different drummer on this record. And she was like, oh, yeah, I mean, if you think it will help, you know. And I'm like, yeah, it needs more of a vibe. It needs more of a pocket. It needs more of a groove. And Harry like really gave it like this push and pull. And I think he locked in on what the bass was doing really well. You know, like if I go to just the drums and the bass here, it's like this pocket felt much more soulful and swung. Right, that just feels like way better than, for example, the demo that was these drums, which just were like so straight and just vanilla.
Could drive another night, it's all the same. Is it really me to blame? Life's pretty good from the sideline. All I wanna do is go out on the town with you, nobody else.
It's like a preset basic rock drum kit 1, you know what I mean? It just didn't do it for me, and it felt very boring. So it's just not pocketed. It doesn't feel, you know, it doesn't swing with everything. So the backbeat, you know, me being a drummer myself, it's like, it's very important for me to lock in that backbeat and get that groove right. So I'm glad that she decided that, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's definitely, you know, replace the drums. And you can see here, I have like drums, bass only. I have like no guitar. I have vocal reference. I have piano reference. I have DI sidelines, right? So I have all these tracks that I kind of brought in. And here was like drums, bass only after we had tracked the new drums. Right, and we had this drum machine idea that we scrapped. Like, a lot of stuff goes into this production, I think. Right, so that was like an idea and a concept, but I think it just lost steam, you know? We're like, don't really want that. Want the drums to come right in, want it to like really groove. And I think about like playlisting, and I think about Spotify and streaming and how people like actually listen to music nowadays. And a lot of the times they're not like waiting for the song to come in, you know, they want to hear the song right away. So that just helps with streamability. And I'm a producer. My job is to make this commercial viability, you know, like get it synced into TV shows, help the artists like reach a fan base, right? Not just like make a song. You know, anybody can just make a song. That's very, very basic. Nowadays, like literally anybody can make a song, you know? So, yeah, you got to do things. You got to really be very intentional about the production and the writing and all that. So that's kind of like the whole breakdown of all the parts. We had the sax and the flute solo. This was kind of a cool thing. We originally, I'll show you what we kind of did with the sax here. Originally, we had the sax solo going, and then we had the flute signaturing the sax on parts. But then we realized that sounds really Kenny G, and like we didn't like it. We're like, this is too much sax, you know? You know, it was like, nah, dude. So we instead decided to do the flute solo and then have the sax punctuate different parts. So that's these together. That's why you can see these edits, because this sax is like just coming in and punctuating here, punctuating here, punctuating here, etc. So it sounds like this. Right, so we thought that would make the record very distinct. Having a flute solo, like, come on. You know, it's very, very different.
Go out on the town with you, nobody else. We could spend a Saturday night, 'cause it's something to do. Maybe it helps. All I wanna do is go out on the town with you. No.
Oh, and then another thing, the end, we wanted to make that distinct and different. So I had her do these, sideline, sideline. You know, I don't know why. It just like came into my head, like this idea of like this falling vocal thing.
Sideline, 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 nobody else. We could spend a Saturday night, 'cause it's something to do. Maybe it helps.
right? So that all these things together kind of made the production happen and the arrangement happen, and it just feels good, you know? Like it feels like a cool vibe that you can listen to, you know, over and over. I think it'll fit really well in different playlists, like indie soul playlists. You know, I don't know if you guys know like the band Leisure, you know, there's like a lot of different bands that I think this could fit that pocket, whether it's like kind of funky stuff, kind of soulful stuff, neo soul stuff, yacht rock stuff, you know, it kind of fits in all these different lanes, and it's a nice blend of genres. So yeah, so this will be all, I'll be mixing this all in Logic Pro, and we'll be bringing everything in and out. But I wanted this first stream to be kind of an intro to the song and the production and the arrangement and kind of all the different ideas and parts that we did and the process of the production. Like, how did all this kind of come together? And you can see like this is kind of a mess right now. So the next step for me on this song is to save this all, delete all the stuff we're not using really. So basically what I would do to start the mix and master on this is I'm going to go save a copy as in Logic Pro, and I'll call this, you know, Rainee Sideline, and then I'll say like mix V1 and then dash today's date. So 05/17/2026. Now I can put this under here and make sure I save it with the audio files, and I'll hit save. And now I will work from that copy. So I'm going to close this. So this way I have like, that's our production. If we ever need to go back to that, or I need to import something from this session into my mix session, I can do that. Okay. So very, very important that you kind of take that step and then go into the new one as we start to, you know, get into the actual mix here and open that. So this is going to be the mix, and you can see all the audio files will be saved with it. And I will open this, and this will be where we will start the mix. The first step I have to take to start this mix properly is bringing in the drum stems from the session that we tracked drums. So that is all in Pro Tools. So I'll have to go in and I'll have to stem out the drums. I don't know if you guys want to watch that on a live, because that might be kind of boring to you, but that is a big part of the process, because I can't really mix these drums because they're just stereo bounce of the drums. I mean, obviously I could mix them, but there are parts of them that I don't want to use. As you can see, I cut this up and I was arranging the drums because we did not initially have drums come in until like halfway through verse 1. But because we changed the arrangement and we now have the drums coming in like right away, literally like with the fill, and that is the beginning of the song. Right, so because that is now part of the arrangement, I'll have to bring in the stems and I'll have to arrange the drums back to where I want them. One thing that I need to arrange with the drums, and I'm just telling you all this because this is part of the thought process in making a production, is when you hear the verse come in here, right? Just a couple of dreamers right here. The drums are not right. They are, they're playing too much.
Just a couple of dreamers, they've only been here for a while.
Right, so you hear those open hi-hat patterns and everything, when really the drums should be, when we come in with the vocals here, they should be more like verse 2 here, okay? So I'll be cutting up and editing drums. So verse 2, listen to the drums and the difference.
Came out from Virginia, trying to live out a dream, but I'm living for late nights, looking for a place to be seen.
Right, so I like that better because it's laid back more and it doesn't feel like you're in the chorus where you have the open hi-hat pattern.
All I wanna do is go out on the town with you, nobody else. We could.
Right, so that is all intentional. As we're recording the drums, I'm producing the drummer as well, right? Like I'm producing everything. You have to be intentional about the parts, especially with drums. I think that's something that most people miss with drums. They don't know, like, oh, you're supposed to arrange drums? No, I just thought you were supposed to have a beat. Like, no, dude, there's different parts of the song. The drums should be dynamic and change, right? So when we're recording these drums, I was telling Harry, like, hey, when we go to the chorus, yeah, do this hi-hat, this open hi-hat, you know, pattern, so that it's different and it changes. I'm not trying to get people to hear the drums. I'm getting the excitement to come up a little bit with the open hi-hat pattern. But this is still a chill song. Like, there's a lot of things to balance and nuance to this stuff. And when I'm making an edit from the beginning and I'm trying to find a part that works really quick so we could keep the session moving, I'm grabbing something that doesn't work for the verse.
Just a couple of dreamers, they've only been here for a while.
Now, to the average listener, they're not going to give a shit. They're not going to hear that and go like, oh, the open hi-hat pattern is too much on that verse. But like for me, it matters. I want it to be laid back and sit back. It's the first time you hear the story coming up. The first time you hear the story come up, you want those vocals and the story to come through and be front and center and spotlit. You do not want the drummer to be spotlit, right? Just a couple of dreamers. Like, oh, what is the story about? What are we getting into, right? You don't want to, oh, there's this hi-hat going on and the drums are being bombastic. We just don't want that. Okay, so very important. Where the drums live, yes, everything's live. Every single part of this is live. Nothing is programmed besides the besides this guy, the E piano. Okay, everything is live. I went through every single part with you guys, so I don't know why you would ask that. I've been talking about this, like, you know, where the drums live. Yeah, we recorded the drums, you know. Yeah, Jaguars are awesome. They're really fun, especially with the whammy. Thanks, bro. Tone Blair in the house. What do you got? That ha on the chorus. Yeah, so good. So important, right? So now we're like addicted to that. And I remember I sent Rainee a bounce and it was missing the ha, you know, because she was asking for a bounce of like, you know, it without the vocals or something. And she was like, can you just put the ha back in? You know, I'm like, sure. Like obsessed, right? Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. I try my best to just make shit feel really, really good, you know? Yeah, very, very relaxed feel, chill, beach day, yacht rock kind of vibes. That's really what we're going for. So really trying to make sure that the record doesn't get too big and it still stays mellow throughout. You know, you could smoke a joint to it. You can hang out at the beach. You know, it's a surf song. It's a yacht rock song. It's a singer-songwriter song. It's soulful, you know. Yes, I record in this studio right here, this room. I record at other studios. You know, like I said, I recorded the original stuff at Stephen Hawk's studio up in the valley. I'm in Hollywood Hills area, Hollywood Dell. So you know, it's pretty quiet up here. But it's easy. You know, I have a good room. I have good mics. Been recording for damn near 30 years now. Hey, my guy. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate that. So nice. How many plugins can you run simultaneously on DSP? I don't know. I don't really use much DSP anymore, to be honest with you. If you're talking about like UAD plugins, no clue. I have a quad core satellite, 6-core X2 or X6 or whatever it is, and then I have another 4 cores in the X4. So yeah, there's like 14 cores of DSP, which I rarely max it out until I'm using like a lot of sweetening plugins, like reverbs, delays, etc. Okay, so the next step for this is going to be really fun. But do you guys, my question to you, just to make sure that we're on the same page with this, and because we're live, which is super dope, do you guys want to see the whole process of going through the drum stems and bouncing those out and from Pro Tools, bringing them into Logic and all that? Or would you rather me do all that, bring the stems into Logic, and next stream be all about just getting into the mix? Like, you let me know, because I didn't know how much of the production side you guys wanted to see and learn from this. But I am now at the part where I should be mixing. I need to mix and master this song and get it done. So you let me know. I'm here for you guys. That's why I'm doing these live streams. And you can see there's still a lot of stuff to be done. Like, I need to flatten and merge these, make sure these guitars are pocketed and good. The Moog, you know, I need to pocket that a little bit better, not much. Vocals, flatten and merge, might be doing some tuning, some Melodyne stuff on some different parts. But for the most part, this is into the world where I need to start getting the mix going. And I'm going to do the mix in Logic Pro. So that'll be really fun as well, because I do work in Pro Tools or Logic Pro for mixing, mastering, production, composing. My preferred tool for composing and production is going to be Logic Pro. For mixing and mastering, Logic Pro. Like, I like to mix and master in Logic Pro as well. But Pro Tools is really good with audio editing, tuning, vocal lining, offline processes, things like that. So a lot of the editing process I can do in Pro Tools a lot of the times. So, like, you know, if I need to do some melodyning on vocals, etc. But yeah. Okay, he says, yes, show. All right, we got to get a vote going. Let me see. Can I do like a poll here? I don't know if I can do a poll. I'm going to go to YouTube and, oops, I don't know why I went to you. Oh my goodness. All right. Chrome. All right, I'm going to go to YouTube and see if I can do a poll here. You guys let me know if you want to see more of the production process or on the drums, or if you want me to just get into the mix. Let me see. I'm gonna go to the channel, see if I can do this on the live here. I just don't want to see if I can do a poll here. I don't want it to feedback when I get the audio going. Yeah, I think there's a way to do a poll, right? Engage. Start a Q&A. Start a poll. Okay. All right, I'm starting a poll right here on the live. Do you want to see drum production or just mix? Okay. All right, I'm starting the poll. You guys got to vote on it. Let me know. Boop, 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 boop. And then the next stream will be based around that. So what you guys vote on. So do you want the production? You want the whole thing? You want to see me go into Pro Tools and, you know, make the stuff? I mean, this is a live stream, so, you know, it really is up to you guys. I don't care how we do it. I'm going to have to do the work anyway. So just vote on that poll. And the next stream that I'll do will be dependent on how that poll turns out. And then let me know. Do you guys have any questions at all about any of this before I get out of here? Because this is like stream number one, part number one, okay? This could go for like, I don't know, 5 to 10 parts, you know, as we go into the mix and everything and just dig in. And I like to stream for about an hour to 2, right? So 1 to 2 hours per stream. Just so it's not too long, because I think you want it to still be digestible. You don't want people to get bored. And then also, there's a lot of information like in every stream, I feel like. It would probably be cooler to see the mix. All right, so you got to vote on it. Vote, vote, vote. Tone Blair's like, bro, give me everything. I need all the game. I need it all. I like some of y'all are like super hungry about this shit, which makes me super happy. That's why I like doing these streams. You know, if you're just here to like try to get a tip or something, like, you know, you're in the wrong spot. I go pretty deep into everything. I can't help it, honestly. Absolutely want the whole thing. All right, vote on the poll. Both. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to be both, right? If you want both, you probably want to see the drum production and going into Pro Tools and stemming that out and then bringing it into Logic and all that. Yo, you're welcome, of course. Hey, Ireland, that's what's up. I love how many people from around the world come to these streams. So cool. Give all the sauce. I need it all. What you got? What you got? Hell yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, you guys make sure, give it a thumbs up if you like this idea, these concepts, these live streams. The last one I did was a mix and master for Westerly. That's full thing, 8 parts, right? It's available now just for people that are members of the channel. And that's $5 a month. If you guys want to join that, you should definitely join the channel, right? Because what I'm going to be doing with all of these live streams where I'm doing full series, I'm going to be doing all the parts live, and then I'm going to keep them up for 48 hours for anybody. You guys can watch them for free, right? And then after 48 hours, I'm giving it to the channel members only. Channel members pay $5 a month to get all of the access to all the live stream, replay, master classes, all that stuff. So I don't know. I can't really make it more affordable for you. $5? I don't know. So if I'm doing like 2 to 3 series per month and you're paying $5 like a month, that's you better be learning a lot of shit. Like for $5, that's like the best college course you could possibly take, I'd imagine. But yeah, ask questions in the live always when you show up here. If you're watching the replay, make sure that you drop questions, comment in the comment section, because I will answer all of them. Okay. I'm trying my best to give you guys a lot of game, a lot of value. Okay. That's what's up, man. Yeah, I'm really trying. I'm really, really trying. It's hard. It slows down the process of, making these records and finishing this stuff. But I like doing these live streams. Like, I want you guys to know that. I have a lot of fun teaching and showing this stuff, And I got 2 new records coming out very soon here. So I'm going to try to drop, beginning of June, I'm going to be dropping a new song. And I really could use your guys' support if you like the music. Paris, dude, come on. See, we got people from all over the world, which I love. But yeah, awesome, you guys. This is the end of this stream. I will check the poll. Actually, let's check it now, right? Let's check it. Where are we at? What are we going to do? Are we going to do the full drum stemming production stuff, or are we just getting right into the mix on the next stream? I don't know. Let's see what the poll has to say. Okay, 76% of you want drum production, and you want to see the full game. That's good enough for me. 24% just get to the mix. All right. There it is. It's finalized. Next stream will be on drum production, bringing in the stems, and, showing you guys all that stuff. Like literally arranging the drums, bringing all the stems out of Pro Tools, talking about how we recorded the drums with Harry, what mics we used, the different mics, how it was set up in the room, all that stuff. Okay. And they're really punchy drums. I really like how they turned out. So it'll be fun. All right. I'll see you guys on the next stream. Keep showing love, keep sharing the shit, and hit the like button if you got something out of this.